Hey gang, it's Paul, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my trip to Thailand. So as some of you might know if you saw in my community tab, I was hired to write a new feature film which actually takes place in Thailand. So the producer was actually super generous and decided to fly me out there to check out the place. Usually if you're writing about a specific location, it's always good to go to that location to actually see what the location is like, to be authentic. However, with this particular situation, the producer is also the director who has actually moved out to Thailand. And because he lives there, I just told him, like, I don't need to go out. You can just fill in the details yourself because you live there and all the little stuff. You know what that's all about. But he really wanted to, so I was like, yes, definitely send me out. So I took a lot of footage, but I didn't actually talk over a lot of the footage. I mean, sometime I did, but most of the time I didn't because I didn't want to seem like an obnoxious vlogger who's holding out a camera talking to it the entire time. So most of the time that there was people around, I just kind of took footage so that I could just either do voiceover or come back here and I can kind of talk you through it. So I got to the airport at the crack of dawn because I wanted to get there 2 or 3 hours before my international flight because the security lines can sometimes be long and I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss my flight. Luckily enough, with my ticket I was allowed to use one of the airport lounges, and as you see they have a huge spread of food there, all the alcohol you can drink, although it was early morning so I didn't do any of that. I did, however, have a couple espressos to wake me up and some eggs, and before I knew it, they actually called my flight. So my airline was Japan Airlines, and it was flying me from Los Angeles to Tokyo, and then there was a brief layover, and then it went from Tokyo to Bangkok. Now my flight was actually delayed, so we only had about 40 minutes to change planes, so I was a little bit stressed. So looking for my seat, and there it is, 10H or M, I don't remember. So anyways, I'm so happy that I could get a chance just to stretch out and relax for a second. What's cool about Japan Airlines is they actually give you these cardigans to wear in flight. About 16 hours later, I think, might have been less, we are about to land in Bangkok. And no lie, I had about 5 dinners on the plane because they said you could order as much of everything you wanted, and so I did. And here we are, traveling through Bangkok in the middle of the night, and I'm able to grab my bags and ready to go. So here's my first hotel in Bangkok. It's the Novotel at the airport. It's actually a really nice place. I got here in the middle of the night, maybe 2 or 3, and I had to get up maybe at 6 in the morning, so a few hours later, to head towards my next destination. And oh, you see there's actually a really beautiful view, but you can't really tell because it's the middle of the night. My next destination, which is Koh Samui, or Samui Island. And this is the next stop on my trip. It is Koh Samui, or Samui Island, and the place I'm staying is someplace called The Library, and the place is amazing. If you look straight ahead, that blue is actually the ocean, and Koh Samui is actually where my producer friend moved to, so I'm going to meet him here at some point. But right now, check out that view, man. So this is where I'm staying tonight. It's called Bookmark. So you come in and there's sort of like a day bed, TV, entertainment center. Over here is a work center, computer, here's all my crap. Another couch, some art. Now check out this bed. It's 11 feet across. This bed is 11 feet across. So, nice mirror. His and her sinks. Some storage space. Bathroom with a toilet, obviously. Then you come around here, and there's an open shower, a lot of little cool amenities. Then you come back through here, and here's my jacuzzi in my room. Pretty cool, huh? And so again, that's where we came in. And here's the jacuzzi. I think out here, just kind of a little patio. Oh, there's an outdoor shower out here. Nice. Crazy. Actually, I need to take a shower. I might just take it there just for fun of it. Crazy. Here's the pool. So there actually is a real library here. Library full of books. Hence being called the library. Oh, look at this pool. And the water splashes up here. And here's the ocean. And you have a bunch of chairs. Yeah. So while I was at the library, you better believe that I swam in that huge red pool. I actually swam in it several times. It was really beautiful and really amazing. Also, I definitely took a chance to swim in the ocean, probably some of the warmest water and the most beautiful water I have ever seen. It was just stunning, stunning, stunning. So Nima, my producer friend who sent me over here, had his assistant Molly show me around a little bit of Koh Samui while I was there. And there's all these really adorable, awesome beachfront bars and eateries. This one has all these swings. It was really, really cool. Here's me on the swing, just kind of hanging out. Hilariously, they told me I couldn't actually sit there and drink or eat because they wanted to keep it free just for photos. Another beachfront bar Molly and I hit up was this one where we had Thai coconuts and I had mango sticky rice for the first time, which was amazing. And just look at this place. Thatch roofs, what a view. Unbelievable. So while you're in Thailand to get the full Thai experience, I think you need to at least try durian once. So Molly was very sweet and she knew I wanted to try it, so she went to the store and bought this for me. And let me tell you, it's kind of like an onion and other things, and I was not happy, but I'm glad I tried it, but I will never try it again. But Molly, you are the best. So the next stop of my journey was to head over to Koh Phangan, and this is a speedboat, and between islands, if you take a speedboat, it takes about half an hour. If you don't take the speedboat and you take the ferry, I think it takes a couple hours. So this was a pretty cool experience. And if you look right ahead there is the next island that we are going to head to. It was super, super great. So in Koh Phangan, the producer Nima, who has been just incredibly generous this whole trip, he put me up in a villa, and this is what my villa looks like. We walk up these steps here, and if you look straight ahead, you can actually see the ocean from my villa, because if you go down, the beach is right there. There's an outdoor seating area, and by the way, just so you know, it's incredibly humid. I took a shower probably like 4 times a day. It was ranging around 90 degrees, but over 100 degrees with the humidity. Inside, super, super nice. There's my view, there's my table, which I think I sat at only one time. And there's my stuff. What a cool place. Here's the bathroom. They have like these open shower designs, which are kind of cool, but it's super nice. This is my home for the next few days. So to get around in Thailand, you really need to rent a scooter, and what you do is you pay and they hold on to your passport, and they have you take this video to show the condition of the scooter before you rent it. So one of the first things I wanted to do when I got a scooter is to actually go on a hike and see some waterfalls. I hadn't exercised much or really at all, and I needed to go out and stretch my legs and get a little cardio in, and this is the national park in Koh Phangan. They had something like 5 or 6 waterfalls. It was really, really spectacular. Look how pretty. Going up these stairs, this is probably one of the most curated part of the path. It gets much more hectic later. And this is one of the larger waterfalls. Honestly, you can't really tell how big it is just from this. The scope doesn't do it justice, but it was probably a good 40-50 feet high. And this is what everyone wants to see, is a sign telling you that there are poison insects like scorpions, spiders, and centipedes. On one of these stops up towards the top, there was this really cool lookout point. I actually thought this was the top I had summited, but nope, it was only about halfway up, but still really beautiful. There's the ocean.
Made it to the top. I am here at the top. I gotta tell you, this is a beautiful hike, but wow, exhausting. I feel so proud of myself for making it. All right, now I'm gonna come down the other way here and hit these waterfalls on the way back. The one that I showed you guys earlier is actually, it's this one right here. So what I did is I came up here, hit this waterfall, I went this way, up and around, and to come back around that way. So now I'm gonna go down here. All right, Thailand. Woo! Yes, Thailand. Okay, bye.
So this is not a commercial, but before I came to Thailand, I bought this Grail water filter because it actually can filter out viruses. So when you go to foreign countries, it's actually very good to bring with you. It's a little expensive, about $100, but I brought specifically on this trip so I could drink out of streams when I was hiking in Thailand, and it proved very, very, very handy. I was so glad I had it. I filled it up about 4 times on this hike alone. And coming back from that hike, it was so hot up there. I was sweating so much. In fact, every day I was sweating because the humidity made it around over 100 degrees. It felt like over 100 degrees. So I spent a lot of time in this pool. And if you want to know, these villas are called Beyond the Blue Horizon. Really, really beautiful. Good morning. And so I'm coming out my door this morning. And look what I have. Hey, kitty. Hey. Hey, it's okay. Hi. Have a mama cat and a couple little babies. By the way, here's my view. It's the ocean over there. Hello. So one of the things I really wanted to do while I was in Thailand is see some elephants. So this is the Pattaya Elephant Camp. And I saw some reviews online that said these elephants were held captive, but they hadn't visited, but they're assuming they're held captive. But if you look, they're all free running and free roaming, and they're not even chained up. So those reviews are garbage. But these elephants were so beautiful. I had such a good time seeing them. And this elephant was a female. She was 47 years old, and they say they lived about 100. Really beautiful, majestic animal. Was so lucky to actually be able to see them. It was really an amazing experience.
Well, you hit that quick.
During my exploring of Koh Phangan, I found this place called the Secret Beach, and I thought that was such a cool name, so I just had to check it out. It was actually really close to my villa at Beyond the Blue Horizon. So this is the path. You actually have to kind of get off the road and take sort of a hidden path, and it leads you to this place. I think they do massages over on the right, and on the left there's like a restaurant and bar. And look how beautiful. It is kind of secret because I don't think you can get to it normally except through this one path. It's not normally easily accessible. But yeah, look how beautiful and blue the water is. I actually came here 2 or 3 times just to chill out and look at the waves and have a drink by the beach. It was a really, really awesome place. I really, really liked it. Here's the view from my table, which became sort of my usual spot because I sat in the same place those 2 or 3 times, and I just sat there, chilled, had a few drinks, listened to some audiobooks on tape, and I smoked a couple cigars, and the owner thought it was super cool because everyone there was smoking cigarettes, but she never sees any cigars there. She was actually from Poland and moved there 20 years ago, was there just to visit, and then just never left, which seems to actually be the story of most of the Europeans who live there now. Now, one of the main reasons I was on Koh Phangan is to check out the full moon party. This is a very, very famous party in Thailand. People come from all over the world to go to this thing, and my producer wants to use this as the background to one of the scenes in the feature film that I'm writing for him, so he wanted me to check it out and see what it was like. Here is the sort of night market part of it, which reminds me of a night market where there's just all these vendors selling food and stuff. Here are a couple pictures of the vendors outside the full moon party. If you notice on my video, I put the camera on the ground a few times just because I didn't want people to be weird about me filming them, but the streets are just full of vendors selling all kinds of interesting food. It was really, really cool. Now, this isn't the full moon party. These are the vendors outside the full moon party. This is the full moon party. When it's really raging, there's probably 10,000, 20,000 people on the beach and they're playing techno or EDM music. Most people have all kinds of paint on them, as you notice. This particular full moon party, it just rained earlier that day, which I think dissuaded a lot of people from going, so there weren't as many people as there might normally have been, but you see there that girl has glow paint all over her. So it's kind of like a rave, like a giant rave on the beach. So after the full moon party, it was time to head back to Bangkok for one last night there before I headed home. So gang, here I am in Bangkok. I have no idea where I am in Bangkok, but I was in here for a night, so I decided I need to at least check it out. So why don't we check it out? The streets of Bangkok were really teeming with life like any large city. On the roads themselves, there were just tons and tons of scooters weaving in and out of traffic between motorists. It was really crazy. A place my producer friend Nima suggested I go in Bangkok was a place called Iron Balls, which is a gin bar. So I checked the place out and it's pretty swanky. It's got all this interesting stuff on the ceiling and it's pretty cool. My camera's autofocus is not working great here, so things are kind of going in and out, but I had the house gin cocktail, which was sort of their specialty. It's pretty good. Pretty swanky place. It was really, really nice. Cool vibe. Great place if you want to have a date. So I'm walking down the street and what do I see? It's the ubiquitous McDonald's. So I generally don't eat McDonald's too often, but when I'm in another country, I always am curious what they have on the menu. When I was in the Philippines, they had spaghetti as one thing on the menu. So since I'm here in Thailand, I had to check it out and see what was different. So here is the menu. I'm trying to get a little closer so you can see it. So if you're really curious, just hit pause on this video and you can take a little closer look at things. So what I ordered was a pineapple pie, fried chicken, and you see it's spicy and regular, and I gotta tell you guys, this was incredibly good fried chicken. I was really, really, really impressed. I also ordered a Wagyu truffle burger, and it doesn't look like much, gang, but it was delicious. The meat was seasoned just amazing. You could totally taste truffle in the sauce. It was unbelievably good. I was really shocked. Surprisingly, the one letdown was the pineapple pie. The outside was fried and really good, but the filling just tasted kind of chemically and not real like that fake pineapple. It just wasn't very good. So the other place my buddy recommended I check out is someplace called the Sing Sing Theater, and I'm walking up to the sign right here. It says Gigi and above it says Sing Sing Theater, and it ends up being a club, and since I was wearing flip-flops and a t-shirt, they didn't let me in, which makes sense, it's a club, so no harm on that. We'll see you next time, Sing Sing Theater. So unfortunately it's time to leave Bangkok and head back towards Los Angeles through Tokyo, and again flying Japan Airlines. Again, there's the cardigan. Very tired, kind of sleepy. It's been a great trip. I look forward to relaxing a little bit, having 5 dinners again, and we'll see you soon, LA. So after my last night in Bangkok, I hit my plane. I traveled about 24 hours back home to Los Angeles, which I here am today. And yes, it took me a day or two to get my sleep schedule back on track. But it was just an amazing trip. I'm so thankful to our producer. He was very generous in what he did and where he put me up. It was a super great experience, and I look forward to this project I'm going to work on with him. So again, if you follow my channel, we talk a lot from the point of view of a professional TV and film writer and director here in Los Angeles, and some of the things that I do and I go through working professionally in the industry. And so this is one of those experiences, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Hopefully I talk to you soon, and for this video, it's a wrap.